Hey, mamas and friends, and welcome to Unplug with Just Wit, the uplifting podcast where we dive into faith, family, motherhood, and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Just Wit, and I am beyond excited to have you here with me, so let's get started. So welcome back to another episode of Unplug with Just Wit. Today's episode is super special because I have not one, but two guests on the show, and they are mompreneurs and they are members of the Mommy franchise. So we have Miss April Nicole and we have Reese on the line today. So say hey, y'all.
Hey.
Oh, in unison, like a good old choir. All right. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with April because her name begins with an A. So, April, can you share a bit about your journey into entrepreneurship? Basically, like how you got started and really what inspired you. Now, honey, I know you got many businesses, so you could talk about them all, or you could just pick one because you a serial entrepreneur, low key. So go ahead.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Whit. Thank you so much. I know you and I connected a few years back in a mompreneur group, and we have had such great conversations since then. And I just really appreciate you for inviting me on your podcast. So thank you for that.
Of course, girl.
Well, like you said, my name is April, and I started making jewelry many, many moons ago, a couple decades actually. And I started because I didn't have any jewelry to wear. I had just moved to New York. So when I moved, I had to move with limited luggage because I moved on the airplane. So it was like my little two suitcases. And I really didn't have a lot of pieces. So I went to the jewelry district or like the fashion wholesale district, and they had a lot of jewelry supply stores like beading and wire. And just something came over me one day as I was walking home from work and realized oh, these are bead stores. Let me go in. So my love for crafting and art and that nature just kind of led me to go in there. And once I did, I just started picking up materials, went back to the house and began trying things. Now, oddly enough, I didn't think two things about it. I just was making things when I got off work and went back to work. When I went to work, the women in the office always complimented and always asked, could they buy that piece from me? So from the initial time I started making jewelry, someone always asked for one of my pieces. And that's been a thing since 2005.
Oh, so you a veteran, honey.
Yeah.
Like 2000, never mind, because it's going to tell my age, but
I started making it in the fourth quarter of 2004, in December, around Christmas, around March 2005. I had already booked a wedding.
oh, wow. So when you first started, did you specialize in weddings or it just so happened like a wedding fell into your lap?
Interesting enough, my first year, I did a total of 5 weddings in 2005. That's now that I put my thought into it. And as I was telling people I was making jewelry, people were announcing that they were getting married and they needed bridesmaids gifts, the bridesmaids jewelry, and they also wanted custom jewelry for their big day. So I was putting a lot of pearls and crystals together at that time. Really, it was like a real big hit in that moment.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I'm going to switch over to Reese so she can tell us how her journey started. And I feel like Reese is also a low key serial entrepreneur, but I'm going to let her tell y'all as well. I didn't even realize I had two serial entrepreneurs on the podcast today. Hey, that's dope. Okay, go ahead, Reese.
Well, hello. As y'all know by now, my name is Reese. You Whitney for having me here today. I low-key am a serial entrepreneur, and that is weird because I really don't think that I'm one. But since you said it, I guess that I really am.
You
Well,
are.
I actually started this journey I can't say many, many moons ago. Well, I kind of can, but we ain't going to 2005.
Okay. I'm like 2005, honey. I know. Listen, I'm like, ooh, I was a youngin, a real.
So, But like when it comes to the like party planning business, I started off with my children's birthday parties, which my oldest, oh Jesus, he'll be 15 this year. So
So both of
his
y'all are really vet in the entrepreneur business, low key. April started 2000 into what 2004, and then you started. Your oldest is 15, so yeah, both of y'all are vets in the game. So yeah,
well,
pop
no,
y'all
no, no,
stuff.
no, no,
No,
no, because I wasn't. And in 2010, that would have been the first time I like pulled out some construction paper and some cardstock and was like, okay, I'm gonna make these decorations because I can't go buy X, can't afford it.
mm-hmm.
So I did his first birthday party, and then the next year he was turning 2, and we did a SpongeBob thing. That's where like people were starting to be like, "Oh my gosh, like this Bikini Bottom literally had the bubble makers. I had the whole scenery from Bikini Bottom on the walls. We had like Krabby Patties. And people were like, "Oh, you did this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did do this." But we fast forward to, I want to say, I don't remember if it was my oldest turning 6 or number 2 turning 6, but we had a carnival. I did everything on my own.
Wait, you did a carnival themed birthday party?
Yes, so I had the duck ponds. I had the wall with the balloons, and you like threw darts at them, and either like a prize came out, candy came out, money came out. We had the dunk tank. We had the you name it that you could find at the carnival. I DIY'd it.
Girl, I need to come to your kids. Wait, are you still doing birthday parties like that? Cause I need to fly
if
in.
if somebody asks me, yes, I will. But so if we fast forward a little bit more, then like I said, I just was doing my kids' birthdays, and then it became my friends, and then it became family, and it was like, oh, they'd be like, oh, well, I'll pay you this, and it was like, oh, well, maybe I should take this as a business venture. So here I am today in a business cohort with Paramount Pursuits, trying to cross all my T's and dot all my I's. But I
That
started entrepreneurship because the goal is to be my own boss. I need to set my own schedule. I need to make the football games. I need to make the practices. I need to make the school plays. I need and working a 9 to 5, I'm not getting there.
especially the job that you do, I can only imagine. So you do the birthday parties, but honey, you leaving are you gonna talk about the other business that you got? Because
I do have House of Confidence, the women's clothing boutique, which I'll be relaunching sometime between April and May. So be
okay, exclusive. You heard it here first.
I hate to jump in, but just so you know, I will be wearing my House of Confidence jogging suit on the plane to Antigua. It is making the cut. Okay.
Period.
Okay. Just so you know, let you know.
And Reese has another business.
Oh, and I do customize t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that too.
Oh, Reese, come on. Like, no, you do the t-shirt, honey. Listen, y'all. Reese talking about, oh, I do. No, 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 no. She cold with it. When I tell y'all she cold with it, she cold with it. You give her a vision and she gonna execute it. So I just had to let y'all know. She cold with it. So I told y'all, serial entrepreneur, Reese, like you literally are a serial entrepreneur. Like you have 3 businesses. And I didn't even realize like both of you all are very crafty and creative because it takes creativity, first of all, to make jewelry because, yeah, I ain't got that. And then, Reese, you have to be creative. I mean, clothing is creative, number one, but also like doing birthday parties, like you have the vision, and then you execute. So I definitely love that about the both of y'all. So we've had our introductions. Now here's the fun part to get to really talk about some of the business challenges that you face. So both of you are moms and you have multiple children. So I'll start with Reese first. Reese, what are some of the biggest challenges, and I think you kind of touched on it, that you faced as a mompreneur, and how are you overcoming them or have overcome them?
Okay. So like I stated before, one of the biggest challenges is I have 5 children. I have 5 sons. So I have the one is in the sports. He plays football. So we have to go to workouts because football season is over. But he just made the traveling team. So he has to go to field work for that. My number 2 is into after school, a lot of after school programs like STEM program, game, and the list goes on. My number three goes to the after school program over here. And then I have the little or two ones or whatever. So that one of the biggest obstacles for me is time.
Yeah,
Time.
I can
I don't have,
imagine.
there's not enough hours in the day. But one thing that I'm working on is time blocking for myself. Because if I block off at least an hour or 2 hours, I can get stuff done on the back end for my business. Granted, I'm not going to make everything for my kids because there's five of them. There's only one of me. I mean, their dad has to go, their has to go. Somebody got to show up. It can't always be me.
Yep.
So that's one of the biggest challenge for me is time.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's tough. So I think you are a super mom because you have multiple businesses, you have multiple children, and you work, and they all are involved, and they need your attention. And somehow you're still managing to show up every day. So kudos to you. I want to give you your flowers for that because number one, you are taking a step, and that is time blocking. So you've realized, like, hey, I need some time too. I gotta make these coins, right? So I love the fact that you're using that time management strategy. So April, you've been in the game for a while too. I'm sure you've had a lot of challenges. As a matter of fact, I feel like all three of us share one challenge, but we're not gonna talk about that we've had in the past. But what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced?
So I definitely have to build on what Reese was saying about time management. So that is like at the top of my list of opportunity areas, things that I need to always work on. As soon as I feel like I got it solved, it seems to get out of whack again. And time management in a couple of ways. I need to do better delegation. I feel like I always own all the project, and I'm noticing that I'm at my most successful when it's a team oriented project versus just myself. So it took me a long time in entrepreneurship between having the funding and just wanting control because you don't want anything to go wrong, but learning how to vet people properly that you're working with. That's really
Yes.
important. So you can trust them in your business. So that's something that I was challenged with early on was time management and delegation. But again, I when you identify that you have an issue, that's not the bad thing. The bad thing is if you don't correct it. So I noticed that those were my two struggles, and I do work to correct them. Last thing that I struggle with that was actually as big as time management, not as big as delegation, but sometimes here and there, being an entrepreneur for so long, I would lack faith in self because I would be in disbelief that people would want to buy from me and that
Mhm.
people would want my stuff. It just is like, it's really an odd thing because even when I don't promote or even when I'm just focused on, family or career, people are still nudging me like, you didn't put nothing out? Do you have what you got left? It's always a nudge or like, well, let me see what you got now. So I do appreciate my small community who has supported me from the beginning, who like really make me think about, do I want to continue to operate my handmade jewelry business that has now gone into an online boutique that is now its own web community. So I first of all, I'm humbled, but I am very grateful at the same time. So suffering from that imposter syndrome, trying to get over it, only way I could figure out how to do that and conquer that challenge was through prayer. I really had to pray on that just to say, like, wait, you got this. Your work is good. It's not as bad as what's out there, and it's not the best that anyone has ever seen. So just go ahead and present yourself, and you'll, like I've learned and like I've built over this time period, you'll identify your community. It's not always about quantity; it's about quality.
Amen. Was that a little shade that you tossed in there, April? Because I felt like it was.
Never. I never do shade in business, only when I'm in my personal time.
Okay, okay. So I'm trying to think, where do I wanna go with this? So, do you all sometimes feel guilty for working on your business, being that you have kids? Like, does it make you feel some type of way when you're trying to? Because both of y'all are creatives, honestly. So, say you're like Reed, say you're in the middle of doing like a birthday party or making a custom shirt, and one of the kids is yanking on you. Because I feel like everywhere you turn, it's the kid. So you like, dang, I need a moment. Like, do you feel guilty sometimes?
I used to, but now I was actually made some shirts last night, and I actually had the baby on my hip. Like,
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
so I feel guilty because, like, I would be like, "Don't come in here," and I'm like, "Oh," then they get to crying or something, or I hear somebody yelling for me, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll go." But do I feel no?
You like, "No, 5 kids in, no."
I'm always we're always together, unless I'm at work. But in the house, like once I make it home, it's always us. It's never like, oh, leave me alone or this, that, and the third. So like they know they can come in my space and they can sit there and just stare at me and watch what I'm doing. Like 'cause someone will come find me. Like, oh, you're in here? Okay. Like, can I sit here with you? And it's like, okay, that's fine. But no, I used to feel very guilty. But then if you take yourself down and have a guilt trip, you'll never get anything done.
Mhm. That is true. I used to feel guilty too, only because when you're making shirts, like, that heat press and stuff is hot, so it's not even like I'm really trying to close the door, but I'm not trying to go to the ER at the same time. So it's like one of them things because that little one of mine likes to help, and I'm like, "You can't help right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like then if I go in the basement, he already know I had to put a lock on the door the other day, like a childproof like little lock because he knows how to go in the basement. So it's like, I ain't really trying to run from you, but I'm trying to make sure that you are safe, son. So yes, I was curious about that. What about you, April? Do you feel any like mom guilt or anything when you're working on your business?
Absolutely, all the time. And I feel like I have two kids. I have one that is 21 and I have one that is 7. So I completely raised one, got her all off into the world, and I'm literally starting all over. With the first one, career was priority, couldn't back me down, worked endless amount of hours. I mean, hours, like, no, not like 30 minutes over overtime. Like sometimes me and my oldest would not have time together until the weekend. I
Wow.
really invested in my career, and it did pay off in terms of my skills, the skill set that I developed and what I learned. So, but I will tell you, it tugged on me while I was, going through my career, getting my promotions, getting my bonuses, making the money. I was taking care of what I needed to take care of, but it did wear at me that I would only have limited time with the family, like a matter of hours, and then I'd have to kind of go back into the cycle. On the new child, it really, really started tearing at me when I started seeing myself going in the same exact direction.
Mm,
Soon as I have the baby, going back to work, just take dropping her off at daycare, not being able to really engage with the formative years and development. And I think when I finally caught a break in that window, when my youngest was like a year old, I took it and said, "Hey, what I've lived a life. Let me try really being an entrepreneur." And as you said, I developed multiple streams of income,
mhm.
but my real passion was being a mom. And I
Yeah.
wanted to be a successful mom who, came out as as a former corporate advertising executive. So I'm trying to get out of that lane and just turn into like a nourisher that generates the same amount of money. It was a whole new challenge.
Yeah, you went from corporate baddie to entrepreneur to like trying to you did a lot of transition at once, I feel like.
I did. And a lot was going on in my personal life at the same time. It's like I'm a new mom all over again. I lost both of my parents within this time frame.
Mm.
I became the POA of a disabled sibling. So when I say I'm really had to juggle finding a career and streams of income that balance with my family and my lifestyle. What was I supposed to do? Just give up, throw my hands up, be like,
Yeah.
oh, that it's over. Let me just call it quits. I had to figure out how to adapt in
Yeah.
this stage of life. And it happens to everyone. Just happened, just so called happened. That was my midlife crisis. So I had one. It definitely beat me up. It broke me down. And I shared that because I'm hoping another person or another woman is listening and having interest about adding streams of income into their life, but scared to do it because of knowledge, because of lack of faith in self, not understanding how to do it within their current schedule or time frame. I hope it triggers someone to want to do it, inspire someone to, open their own shop of some sort.
Yeah, and that actually leads me into the next question because both of you have multiple children. Both of you have multiple streams of income, and y'all are still out here. Y'all still doing it. Y'all have not given up. So, what advice would you offer to a mom that is considering starting their business or, yeah, starting their business? Like, do you have any, I guess, like key insights or any lessons learned that you can offer to share? Either one of you who wants to go. Look, Rita look like she want to go. Or you think, is that your thinking face? Y'all can't see her face, but she's looking like, mm-hmm. I, I had some things. Reese, you want to go? Or April can go because she was already starting she was going down that path anyway.
Yeah, let her go ahead, continue, April.
Let that thing preach, girl.
So funny. I would just say do it. Everyone wants to start, well, not everyone, but a lot of people think that grandiose is the only way to go. Like it has to be the biggest event that you've ever seen. You have celebrities there. You got to have a big PR budget. You need to be at Saks Fifth Avenue. You need to have placement on a reality TV show. And I am saying that those are all great visions to have, and you should definitely strive to which you feel like your success happens should be. But there is nothing wrong with starting off on ground level and starting with small increments, like just developing a brand and identifying your customer and understanding what your customer would want. So you therefore could create product for that target. And I'm saying it in that order so a lot of people could save a lot of time and a lot of money. What a
No,
lot of
for real.
entrepreneurs love to do is like,
Have you
I like
fun?
big shiny things, so I'm gonna buy big shiny things and I'm gonna sell big shiny things. And then, put your big shiny things out in front of people and you realize that they like dull, lackluster
They like dull, lackluster. So they didn't do what is it? The market research. They didn't
research.
Y'all, they putting out crop tops and we want full length tops, okay?
Okay.
Need my
It's
shirt to go down. I got on a crop top right now though, but we ain't go. I'm
With
in the
some
house.
high pants, right?
Okay, I got on pajama pants. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
Comfortable. I was not. Listen, we had gymnastics this morning, and I was a parent to go into gymnastics with a 3-year-old that did not want to participate because gymnastics is at 9 a.m. I have on my pajama pants right now. Okay. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm comfortable. I'm cozy. But they do go up a little high though, Reese. They high waisted.
yeah, crop tops, high waisted pants, and it's not a crop top anymore.
Period. And I have a short torso, so crops don't be crops on me anyway. But back on track, back on track.
derailment.
This what we do. Yeah, that's okay. That's praise break. So, Reese, what advice would you offer?
Just do it. Just get in there and just do it. If you want to do it and you keep putting it off and putting it off, you're never going to do it. Then you're going to have a bunch of, I wish I should have, could have, would have. Or why didn't I do that when I said I wanted to do it? Or why didn't I start that this? Because if I would have started back in 2020 and now it's 2024, I could have already been where I wanted to be, where I might have needed to be. Smart goals, create them. They work wonders because a goal, just having a goal with no date, you'll probably never see it. If you create a goal and you have a date on it, you're more likely to reach it. Even if you have to push the date back because something came up, but it'll always keep you on track. Find a business mentor or even a mentor, period, an accountability partner. Look into your local small business. What do they call them? SBA.
SBA. Yeah. April, you know, because I feel like April be knowing all the groups. It's SBA. Yeah.
SBA, the Small
Okay.
Business
Yeah,
Administration, your local commerce,
that's
Chamber
right.
of Commerce.
Look,
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff is free. So, like, if I would have known starting out with my first business about all of the free stuff, I would have
Free.
said free, heavy on the
Free.
free,
Mm-hmm.
The
heavy on the
grant, the
like,
free, the help, the legal help, the free, the trade.
yes, on
Woo.
that. Like, our universities offer the different small business stuff or whatever. So, like, you can go down there, sign up, register, and they'll help you write a business plan for free. They'll help you find those grants that's giving away the free money. And they'll help you open that business checking account because that's what you really need. So you could get these grants.
Not just Cash App. We need a business with a EIN and a. Oh,
You need the whole, they're going to help you do the whole shebang. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they'll make the list for you and you're going to check your boxes as you go along. So you're going to get the free money and you're going to save your money, your hard earned money, where you're not funding your business out of your pockets and losing out. And like, oh man, before you know it, you didn't put $5,000 into this and there's no return.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So look into, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, a lot of people are afraid to ask for help or they don't know where to go, how to start, whatever the case may be. But I would say just do it. Do it.
That's good. I'm gonna add something in there too, is networking, which
Mm.
I wish I would have done it. Like I did it on a smaller scale because I mean that's how I met y'all, right? But like really networking, like going outside, networking. I'm doing that now, and the doors that have opened, the knowledge that has been shared, the not being afraid to ask that question. So it's like later on in the business, I was like, I think it was, let me see, we 2024. So I would say within like the last 2 years, I've really been like going outside and learning from other people. Now I've
Now,
met
don't
these people.
forget, we went through a global pandemic. So we
We
were
did.
not under the mindset of interacting in front of each other, except for the last 2 years.
That is
So,
Right.
true.
yeah,
But during the pandemic, I actually was networking with people.
right. That's how we
Um,
met.
yes, yes. But I was taking classes too. I was
And
taking classes.
Okay.
remember, beware of the scammers.
That's what I was about to say. I didn't want to bring that up, but vet people, vet like, let me tell y'all, okay. I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm gonna say enough. And those who know gonna know. Vet people. If their what is it? Their like account information says one business, but they are doing another bit. The website say one thing, the account say one thing, what they doing is another thing. And then yeah, just beware the scammers because I don't even know if that person is in business anymore. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that offline. Let me tell y'all, we bonded over being duped, okay? And it taught, I think, all of us like a really valuable lesson, especially me. Like before I go, and I thank God that it was not the amount of money that I spend now. Like it was a lot of money, but I thank God that it wasn't like thousands of dollars because had it been thousands of dollars, we would have been having a different conversation. Like for real, for real. But definitely beware of the scammers. And I think to April's point, we were in a pandemic. So I think a lot of people took advantage of us being in a pandemic and everybody was starting businesses and, all these things. So it was like, oh, you could fake. I mean, you could still fake now, but I feel like in a pandemic, it was a lot easier to like fake who you really truly are. And then you get in the face because I didn't get in the face, but people got in the face of this person, said person, And it was like, oh, okay. Like this ain't. But yeah, but definitely beware of scammers. And you can do that by just doing research, like for real, doing research. Or if you see, like what I really do is if I see somebody comment on something, I'll go to that other person's page to like see who they are because people buy followers all the time too. And I mean, I thought this person had a lot of followers. Whole time they buy followers. Okay. So yes, beware of the scammers. I wish y'all could see. I wish y'all could see our faces because it's saying so much without saying too much. But thank God for the scammers because had we never been scammed, it's like, will we have all met and been in this space right now? Probably not, but the scammer bonded us. So, you know what? Thank you, scammer. Thank you for bonding this group together because you kicked us out and thought you was going to keep us down. Thank you. That was a word from our
Heavy,
sponsor.
heavy on the thank you because I think when I met y'all on Clubhouse, it was Clubhouse. The first thing I said was, I don't really talk to people because I'm not a people person, but I feel like I can talk to y'all. And here I am. How many years later?
Right.
Right. No, for real. And
Yeah.
like I felt like, okay, I'm in business. Like this was my thing. I was like, I need some business friends because I think I have one friend that is like really in business, but most of my friends were not in business. So I'm like, they don't understand the language
Yeah.
that I'm
Right.
speaking. Or like my one friend, she actually helped me with my LLC in the beginning because I'm like, girl, what is this? Like, help me. And she's like, I got you, but like I didn't have any business friends. I was just doing this off the strength of being like, okay, let me try to figure this out on my own. And yeah, got scammed. And I'm still waiting on a almost said it. Almost said
You
it.
silly. You know what? I was thinking the same way that you were. I wanted a like-minded community. And I
Hmm.
asked about it too. And I prayed on it because my other friends, we were all just kind of growing in different directions. Nobody fell out. It wasn't a bad thing. But I definitely felt like I wanted people who knew that, you got to get up, you got to do your 9 your 5 gig, but who also had a passion for other things and wanted to try. Like whether we look embarrassed, whether we got the capital, whether we got the big time publicists, whether we know I just wanted a group of girls we could put our heads together
Yes.
and do our own thing. And that's exactly what I found. And that's exactly what I came up with. And I'm still rocking with those girls to this day. And like I always speak about you guys to like my core friends. I'm like, oh no, me and my e-commerce sisters, we talked about that, or me and my Bible study group. I trust me, it tickles them when I tell them like, oh yeah, I'm in my Bible study group. And it's like, on this day at this time, I'm doing this with Bible study. And when I keep saying that, it just like, they trust me, they pick up on it. They make like the face, not the faces, not in a bad way, but it's a thing. And it's like,
Mhm.
they want it not to be a thing, but I'm like, we've already traveled, seen each other. We hang out. We're on the phone every day. I don't
It's
even talk to y'all no more like that. I talk to them.
it's
So it's like, it's a
like, oh,
thing.
your internet friends.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Don't they be coming at you like your little internet friends? Like, yeah. I swear. Thank you, Reese. Thank you. Because definitely, I feel like I be getting played like your little internet friends, but that's cute. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. I just
like
laugh time somebody says that. They're like, who? And I'm like, I told you. Wait, like, for instance, when I was like, oh, I got to hop on a podcast or whatever. And he was like, whose podcast? I'm like, which podcast? And he's like, wait, that's the one from Chicago? And I'm like, yeah, the one from Chicago. And he's like, I was like, yeah, in April. And he was like, I never heard you talk about April. I was like, Nicole? He was like, no, I said Nicole. And he said, I never heard you talk about Nicole. And I was like, April. And he's like, what? She got two names. I'm
let
like,
me tell you, I got 2 names, I got 2 kids, I got 2 houses, I got 2 cars. And I noticed that about me. I saw my Pisces. That is like duality out of this. Like, let me tell you, I'm living with whatever is in me.
Yes.
So I was like, I
Two
might
for
as well
two.
just go ahead and have a career and 2 businesses. I always get 2. I'm thinking about getting another dog right now. I'm like
Oh,
such on the fence
don't
because
do it.
my yeah.
Don't do it. I'm just saying, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, you go ahead and do it. And then you're gonna be talking about, y'all, I done went and got
I
this
can't be
other
dealing with this
dog.
dog.
Talking about pray. You're gonna be that's gonna be your prayer request. Pray for me because I got this dog.
Mhm.
I'm
And
be
he
like,
not
we
like
told
the
you.
last dog. And you know what? That's really like my children too. Because if the second baby came first, it would definitely not been any more kids. But the
Wait a minute. Wait, don't do my girl. Wait.
Don't do
We
low like don't do
we
new.
that youngest is different. Wait, let me tell you, at her parent teacher conference last Thursday, I put this on everything. The teacher was like, yeah, she definitely shows leadership qualities. She often puts us in check. What?
the teacher, the whole classroom.
No, she talked about the teacher because she be like, okay, so the teacher will tell them like, okay, we're gonna do this at this time and this at this time, and this is gonna happen this way. She comes up with the reminders like, so if they like deviate from that, if they don't do it at 1 o'clock, she'd be like, no, you said at 1 o'clock we was gonna do A, B, and C. The teacher definitely just told me that like whatever they tell her, if they put a date and a time on it, she is the reminder. She comes out like, no, you said.
She
And
needs
I
to
was
teach a
like,
master class.
I was like, I don't even know where she gets that from. But okay.
She needs to she gonna look,
You
she gonna be the next guest.
know where she get it from?
Right.
Trust me, if I didn't have her locked out right now, she would be here.
That's okay. Listen.
She would be here. My little girl don't miss a camera. She don't miss a mic. She don't miss karaoke.
April,
She
that
don't
is
miss a moment to speak. That little one is different.
I think she's just like you. We gonna let you
Oh
believe
Lord, well,
that.
bless her. I bless her because I want her to be better than me, and I wish that for her during this great Women's History Month.
Let y'all this is people probably like, what are they talking about? Listen, this is just how it goes. So we are going to start wrapping up, and we are going to wrap up on a good note. What amidst like all the challenges that you guys have been through, we've been through, like for real, share a moment that you are super proud of as a mompreneur. Like share a proud moment, something that like that you was like, dang, like I really did that. Like share one of those moments, like an accomplishment. Y'all thinking about it? Do 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 do. All right, y'all had time to think. Y'all,
My biggest victory is that I set out and did what I wanted to do. I wanted to walk away from an advertising career. I wanted to start my own businesses so I could be there for my youngest and this was really about being in complete control of my schedule. That's it. And I went out and owned that. And actually, when I thought about it and when I reflected on it, I said, yes, I achieved that. I accomplished that. I am in control of my schedule. And therefore, I can put the family first. And that actually was the most important thing. And it was the why. They always ask you to focus on your why every time you get in that slump, every time you look at your bank account and you wanted to read something different. They always say focus in on that why. And I went back to my why. My why was I wanted to control my schedule so I could really manage my child and was able to do that. That was my biggest victory in all of this.
nice. Well, congratulations. Reese, what about you?
I,
Now you done had time to think. April done spoke.
I would have to say one accomplishment would be that my children, when they see my logo on something, they're like, "Oh, my mom owns that," or they'll be like, "Mom, we got T-shirts done for this," and I was like, "Why you just didn't have my mom do them?" Like, you
Ooh,
know what I mean?
wait a
Like,
minute. Wait, back up. You gotta love kids. They are so honest. They are so honest.
they are very honest. They are very honest, and
I
I
was
just like,
not ready. I was not ready for that.
my mom should have did that, or those are my little marketing, my little PR people. Like, I got a free team right there.
Low key, you do. Put them to work. Put them on payroll.
Right. But right now, I would say one of the biggest achievements is actually being a part of the Paramount Pursuit group, because I'm saving myself a lot of trial and error that I didn't save myself from the first go round. Like, because they gave me the business mentor, we have business meetings once a month. They've given me the list of grants. They're going to help me try to find a building and do stuff that I don't have to do on my own. So as long as I continue with the program and graduate in November, the finish line is almost there. So
Yeah, November is almost here. Low key.
so like to me, that's like a huge achievement, because now I'm able to like show up more for myself and like in business than before. I really wasn't. Like when people would invite me to, oh, come to this event or this speaking engagement, I'm like, well, I gotta work. Now I'd be like, okay, how many vacation hours I have? Okay.
That
Like,
part.
so to me, like that's an achievement. Might be small to some, but to me, that's big.
No, that is big. I really could resonate with that because, yeah, there was a time where, and it's crazy because looking back, I'm like, I feel like I missed a lot of opportunities, just by being afraid. And last year I was like, I'm not gonna be afraid. Like, okay, what day I need to take off work? You want me to do what? When? Okay, like that's what I'm going to do. And I think you said something that was very key, and that was showing up for yourself. Like, it's time to show up for me. April, you showed up for yourself too when you made the decision to walk away from a corporate job where I'm sure you were making a good coin to really do what your heart desired. And I think that's major. A lot of people don't do that. People get to the age of 50, 60, and they like, oh, I always wanted to start a business. Oh, I always wanted to do this, but I'm just afraid. And I feel like we got afraid early. We were afraid early enough to still be able to do it, and still be like, okay, I got this. Like, I can do it. And kudos to you for having a business mentor. Like, that is really good. A lot of people don't have business mentors. A lot of people don't even seek opportunities or to have a business mentor. A lot of people probably wouldn't have even gone after the opportunity, period, because they are afraid and they want to show up for themselves. So, okay. Do y'all have any last words for the people?
Start the business.
Okay.
Immediately.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Start the business immediately from Rece and April. They say start the business immediately. And I couldn't agree more. So that's a wrap for our show. Thank y'all for joining. It was a great conversation. I would love to have you back on whenever you want to come on. The door is always open, not like Nene Leak said. The door is closed. The door is not closed over here. It is open. Y'all know I love Nene. She's a vibe. But all right, y'all, we're going to wrap this up. Make sure y'all share, like, subscribe, follow, leave a review. Oh, you know what? Before we go, I don't think I was telling people this on my last episodes, or was I? I can't remember. But where can they follow y'all at? Where can they find y'all? I'll put it in the notes too, but I want them to hear it out of y'all's mouth.
Okay. You're on Instagram. Follow me at Nicole Nixon, NYC Nicole, NICOLE, NIXON, NYC. Or just come to my website at NicoleNixonNYC.com.
Ooh, girl, that sounds like a commercial. Okay. See, you got the voice. Like, never mind. I've been telling her this. She just,
See,
yeah.
I was going to throw in my tagline and everything else, but I'm going to just keep it short. I'm going to just keep it cute.
Girl, pop your stuff. Well, come on in. And this ain't time to keep it
No.
cute.
Just so you know, it's jewelry for the bold, loud, fearless female. And basically, it's for women who are in professional journeys, who are looking for jewelry that is captivating and conversation pieces. So hit me up at NicoleNixonNYC.com.
And they will. All right. Rece, where can we find you?
I should have went first.
Shut up. Shut up.
I should.
You ain't got no tagline, sis.
I don't got no tagline, sis. Mm-mm.
That's okay.
But y'all on Instagram, you can find me at.
You can find me at the club. That's
Stop.
I'm I'm over here like, wait, what is my Instagram?
No, real talk. Let me tell you, when I be on my friend's show and she be like, Whitney, tell the people where they can find you. I be like, I don't
Ow.
know. Right. Like so I know when she about to say it. So I just like pull it up because I be like, like as I don't know what it is. I do the same thing, Reese. That's the funny part. I be like, let me pull up my IG so I can have it ready. Like, I don't.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram at house_of_confidence. Be on the lookout because we will be relaunching soon. Or you can also follow me at My Party Boutique with 2 Y's, all one word, but 2 Y's for party on Instagram.
Oh, you gonna have to drop that in the
Okay.
group because I ain't catch all that. Okay, now I'm gonna have to listen back, but drop that in the group for real. Speaking of which, okay, no, we'll take that offline. All right, y'all, we about to head out. Bye, y'all. Thank you for listening to Unplug with Just Wit. Before we part ways, remember to hit the subscribe button so we can keep the conversation going. And hey, don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Don't be shy. Share this podcast and don't forget to leave a review.